Hi. We don't normally see each other in this kind of setting. I mean, the room, of course, but now I am horizontal instead of vertical. I know that a lot of my messages are not received very well by many, many people, and I understand that. And sometimes it can be very difficult to be so understanding, and there's somebody out there who can resonate with that. I also know that my videos may seem a little boring or pointless to some people because sometimes I am reading into your energy, and other times it's like, who is this chick even talking about? And to be honest, I'm talking about versions that I have experienced of myself. Because I know that we are all connected on a similar and even cellular level. And we all have our own individual experiences. But what's beautiful is that we have very similar experiences to be able to relate with each other, to be able to understand each other better, and to be able to get to learn each other better if we choose to, which you always have a choice in life with everything. Even the way that you speak. I choose to speak very intentionally with my words. That's why I can sometimes seem like I don't know what I'm going to say next, and that's because sometimes I don't. I literally let Source speak through me. And I've been doing this since I was a child. Not fully embodying that higher frequency energy since I was a kid, because that would be not only impressive, but also kind of torturous at times. Because to be at such a heightened state of awareness and consciousness of everything that's going on all the time, it can get maddening. And so I joke. I say, "Welcome to the madhouse," or I say that I'm mad. Which is funny, given my name is Max. And I have had people make the relation to Mad Max. But we're not going with any apocalyptic scenarios in this playthrough. That's not the point. The point isn't to destroy it all. The point is to remember creation. To remember who we are. And to not ascend from this earthly vessel and to step out of the human experience, but to step further into it, to embrace it fully, to embrace your emotions, to embrace who you've always been, and to embrace your story. And I could really take my own advice on that. So, I know we're 4 minutes in, but I am embracing a piece of my own story. And you may resonate. And bear with me. You know, we have the ability to speed up these kinds of videos, fortunately. I'm not gonna take the liberty of editing any of my pauses out with this because that's how I am. I process things actually very quickly, considering what all it is that I am processing. But as far as verbalizing it and articulating it and formulating it all together in a cohesive format, my brain doesn't work linearly, just like time and just like healing. So sometimes I seem a bit scatterbrained and all over the place. And you could resonate with that too, especially if you're neurodivergent. How you doing? I am AUDHD, AUDHD, autistic, and I have ADHD. I am self-diagnosed autistic and real diagnosed ADHD. But I don't believe that we need to place a label on ourselves, unless that is something that you want to do to understand yourself better. We have labels to do that, to understand ourselves better. But we also don't need to keep ourselves locked into a particular format. Because you are always changing and evolving. I mean, I feel like I shift overnight. And maybe you feel that way too, about your own circumstances, about your own energy. And we are. You are not the same person that you were yesterday, and you're most certainly not the same person that you were 7, 10, 25 years ago. Take a second, if you're still here with me, and just think back to those times, if you've been here on the earth for that long, which is a blessing, by the way, however old you are. You, though you may not look at it like this sometimes, are blessed to have been around the sun on this planet that many times. No matter how many challenges you have faced, no matter how many battles, whether they have been recognized or unrecognized, I'm recognizing them now with you. They are seen, and you deserve to receive so much more than you wish to believe you could receive. Because you can always receive more. It is just you accessing that part of yourself that allows more to come in. But I keep getting away from talking about myself. I do this a lot. Except in text. Sometimes. I'm a different person in text. Sort of. But not really. Excuse me, my eye's itchy. Still waking up. Maybe you're waking up too. Literally or spiritually. Because whenever I do cross your timeline, you're ready to awaken. You're ready to see more of the world, of yourself, of your place in it. And my place in the world, how I have felt pretty much my entire life until very recently when I met an incredible soul individual who made me actually feel seen and respected and heard and understood. And it felt so foreign, and I thought that my nervous system might react differently, but it didn't. I thought that it might be on the fence about what it was feeling, but it just felt natural. It felt like how it's supposed to feel whenever you connect with another person. And that was a blessing in and of itself. And I hope that you have had at least one of those experiences, or multiple, and many more to come. Because you deserve to experience unconditional love, both internally and externally. And whether you believe in God, or Source, or the universe, or whatever you want to say, or the quantum field, you are always unconditionally loved by whatever higher energy it is that you believe in. So, back to me. I have been misjudged by many people, and I don't hold it against any of you. And there have been times where I've been very frustrated, pissed off, and yes, I do cuss. But that's because it's a form of expression. And I choose not to be censored. And I believe that censoring, to a degree, is understandable. But it has gotten out of hand, and I think that you can agree with that. Especially with censoring certain words that have really no reason to be censored. But again, I've felt left out of the narrative existing in this world, and I've often felt like I'm a ghost or even a spirit guide that needs somewhere to eat and somewhere to sleep. Just like any of us who deserve to have that, no matter what your financial status is, or no matter what it is that you do. We all deserve to be taken care of and to feel safe and secure. And honestly, guys, we could help each other out a little more. We could reach out to each other a little more. There's probably somebody who has been on your mind for a few days, a few weeks even. And use your own discernment. You probably know what is best. Or a part of you most certainly does. And I suggest connecting with that part of you before you decide to send a message to anyone, because your ex probably isn't waiting to hear from you, or maybe they are. Take things how they resonate for your situation. But if it was a toxic situation, either on your side or their side, and you're still healing or they're still healing, odds are you're probably better off not getting in contact with them. But again, take things how they resonate for your situation. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. Which often people feel like I am doing that. I'm telling them how to live, how to act, how to exist. And yeah, I know sometimes I do come off pretty fiery in my videos. I am a fire sign, after all. Sagittarius. What's up, Sages? And if you do have a lot of fire in your chart, if you just have a lot of fire in your life, we can all use balancing, but also don't let anyone or anything, any of your circumstances, dilute you from who you really are. Because for my spiritual people out there, I was gonna say bad bitches. Oh no, she said it anyway. For my spiritual people out there, and especially my spiritual warriors, I see you. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for all that you have been doing. What was I gonna say? Your fire. Your fire is the driving force. So don't let anything dilute you, as I mentioned. Because you are here to shine bright, to burn bright, and to be the lighthouse to show other people that they can do it too. So keep shining. Because even when others don't see it. You know, you don't have to be searching for that external validation from others, as long as you can see that you are glowing bright. That is what matters. I won't say that is all that matters, because recognition is deserved. And it's also nice to feel like you belong, to feel like you're accepted, to feel like you're invited. Which, again, getting back to my story, I haven't. I haven't felt accepted. I haven't felt like I've belonged. There were plenty of times when I was in my worst period with my arthritic symptoms, where I was literally in a wheelchair. I had to be in a wheelchair to get around to places because moving was so difficult and so sufferable, like very, very painful. Insufferable? Sufferable? Words are strange, right? Words are hard, too. We have so many of them. And I used to say, I just want to go back home. And I didn't mean a physical place here. I didn't mean a physical state, a physical country. I didn't feel like I really belonged on this earth at all. Because as I mentioned, I feel like, well, I've felt like a ghost. Just walking amongst the living. Not quite a zombie, but walking amongst sleeping zombies. Not calling y'all zombies or NPCs, because you're not. You're people with hearts and a soul. And that's a really great song. If you've never heard it, look up Heart and Soul. Also, Chaboom, because my grandmother, she will not leave me alone about that song. Specifically, the lyric, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Oh, yeah, I also sing. If you didn't know, I actually have some music out. If you want to check that out. But again, not pushing you, not telling you to do anything. I also do have a guide that teaches you from, again, my lived experiences. These are some exercises that have worked for me. These are some exercises that have worked for many other people. I have barely placed any of my own specific things that and tools that I have been doing for myself in that guidebook, because I wanted it to be something that has already been proven that people have actually, like, there's analytics and data of people being able to heal their nervous system and heal their inner child and just getting started. Because the choice to just get started, well, that's yours. And no one can force you to do the inner work. That's a choice for you to choose you. But I will link that in my link tree, and I don't know how long I will have that link tree. I don't know where you'll be able to find the guide after. My mind often perceives the future. Got a notification. Much more than it lives in the present. And it used to live a lot more in the past. Which, if your mind does that, which I know many, many, many of us do, your past is a beautiful part of you. Be grateful for the experiences that you have had and let them go, because your present and your future self awaits to greet the version you are right now. Right now. No, right now. You get it. But my life has had its challenges, its difficulties. I've most certainly been through my battles with depression, and there were plenty of nights where I didn't believe that I would make it out alive. That's a big bout of vulnerability right there. I even manifested, well, not fully manifested, obviously, because I'm still here. But I tried to manifest being put into a coma so that I wouldn't have to live in this world the way that it is. Because, as I mentioned, it doesn't feel like I have belonged to it. But that's because my soul came back from the future. That's why I have future vision, future sight, because I've seen it in a different timeline. I've also mentioned that in a video. That's way back if you ever want to check it out. It's a pretty interesting video, honestly. I'll say so myself. Which, if you are not your own super fan, why not? Just, why not? You are the only person who you are going to wake up with every single morning, go to sleep with every single morning, and the only person who will be staring back at you when you are looking into a mirror and nobody else is around. So you should learn to fall in love with that face. You should learn, I mean, I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't do anything, but I am saying that you deserve to. You deserve to fall in love with that face. You deserve to fall in love with that body. You deserve to fall in love with your soul. You deserve to fall in love with your emotions. You deserve to fall in love in general. Because currency isn't what makes the world go round. Love is what makes the world go round. And gravity, of course, Newton's law. And the sun. Let's give praise to the sun, because without the sun, we would not exist. And I think that we could all learn to be a bit more grateful for our circumstances. Not saying that your circumstances and hardships are not unfounded. They are. They are valid. And if anyone has invalidated your experiences, your circumstances, your emotions, as someone who has experienced all of that, they are valid. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. I repeat myself because sometimes we need repetition for it to actually hit. And I know that my energy will not be received by everyone very easily. I am either like mouthwash. You can't digest me, you can't consume me, because it is painful at times to digest what it is that I am giving you back. Or I'm like a powerful shot of ayahuasca, like straight to the veins. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Be careful with your addictions. Everything in moderation. Temper yourself. Balance, again, is important. I think you know that. Often the reason why so many have addictions, and this has been proven with like a theory with rats or hamsters or something, is because we're searching for something outside of ourselves to bring us joy and fulfillment. And if we had community, more community, with people who actually understand us and respect us, love us the way that we are, just the way that we are, I think that there would be a lot less people struggling with addictions. Because you would no longer need to search for that external vice to get you through the day. But if you still do, I'm not judging you. I myself, personally, have never struggled with an addiction like that. I have been addicted to self-sabotaging behaviors. Which, if you can relate, hey, hi, what's up? Leave a comment. Letting me know your experience, because I want to hear from you too. This is an interactive space. This is a portal. Did you know that? Your phone is literally a portal. And in future realities, I could even be showing up on like a hologram, because our phones could literally be portals. Yeah, no, seriously, it's cool. The future is so cool, and it's bright. And it's beautiful. And I know that it's difficult to see that for the circumstances, how they are now. There's a lot going on. But, oh my God, if you could just see the potential that I see in humanity, you would not be worried a single day. Not a single hour, not a single minute. As I mentioned earlier, I struggle to talk about myself. That's because in human design, even, I am a projector. And I often focus on the other rather than focusing on myself. And when I was younger, I would sacrifice my own set of beliefs. I would sacrifice my own energy. I would sacrifice my own energies. I already said that. Emotions. Which makes sense why I said it twice, because emotions is just energy in motion. Little tidbit. For other people. For what they were going through. Even as a kid, I consciously knew that my soul has handled a lot in previous lifetimes. Which, if we have had a past life together, you'd be able to tell through my eyes. Let me know. I'm genuinely curious. And why I wear these glasses is not just for vision's sake, but also because when people do look into my eyes, one of two things happens. Either they feel immensely judged by me because they're listening to their own inner critic. They're not listening to my thoughts of them. Because if they were listening to my thoughts of them, then they'd be listening to sources' thoughts of them. All from a place of unconditional love. And that's why the second thing that can sometimes happen is people fall in love. I don't fall in love easy. I used to. But that was also because I didn't realize when I was falling in love with somebody else, I was falling in love with their potential. I was falling in love with what I could see that they couldn't. What I didn't realize I was also seeing within myself that at the time I didn't know was also my own energy mirroring and mirrored back through them to me. Because we are mirrors of each other. And this is a mirror. We are all mirrors of potential, of possibility, of probability, of what could happen. And I don't know how many people this is going to reach. But I do believe that it will reach the right people in the right time. And there's still so much more to my story that I have not mentioned, that I have not told to many other people. My experiences in childhood, good and bad. My experiences in high school, when I was slightly consciously aware of my highest self, but not fully there. There were people who would ask me, "What are you?" No, yeah, seriously, not "Who are you?" "What are you?" Which, I understand that. I would often joke that I'm an alien. But I also do have a lot of extraterrestrial, multidimensional DNA in my genetic coding. Much like actually a lot more of us than you would think. That's a story for another time, I suppose. Oh, but I will mention how I would respond to that question was I am everything and nothing at the same time simultaneously. Which is true. So I think I'm gonna end the video there. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, comment 3544. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting your light shine, because the world is a better place with you here. Peace. Love you, bye.